Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well friends, Easter may be over, but keep in mind, it's still the year of rabbits, and I am pretty glad that Mickey's brother Oswald and other Disney rabbits are getting some recognition this year, but at the same time, it is very sad that Brer Rabbit will be booted out of California's Splash Mountain soon this year. Anyway, since we're still resuming my Sofia the First memory lane, I want to look at another episode centering on our favorite Blue Ribbon Bunny, Clover. And so far, I've only looked at 5 episodes like Blue Ribbon Bunny, Finding Clover, Clover Time, A Hero for the Hoodwinks, and The Great Pretender. And like with Season 2, there's only one episode in Season 3 where Clover is a central character. But is it any good? Well, let's find out. Airing on television on March 25th, 2016, this is Bunny Swap. So, on for the plot of the episode. When Princess Sofia takes Clover to the village to get him a new pillow, he has to stay outside because pets are not allowed in the pillow shop. While waiting for her, Clover meets a wild bunny named Barley who looks almost exactly like him. For this reason, Barley is mistaken for Clover and is taken back to the castle. Now, Clover has to go a long way through the wild to get home. So, what did I think of this episode? Well, in my opinion, it was pretty good, and to further explain why I like it, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, firstly, the moral of this episode is always be grateful for what you have, and to me, this is a lesson that I sometimes know how to do, even though it can be pretty challenging, especially nowadays since I live on my own and all. Also to note, this episode is obviously a nod to the classic book of The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. As for the animation, well, to me, the CGI animation by Toei is still excellent, and I still like how it highlights certain places that we've seen before, like the Dunwich Village and the Enchantia Castle. Plus, I think the forest, from a critter's perspective, looks great too. Also, the rainy weather, which starts about 14 minutes into the episode, is not only gloomy, but it kind of brings back memories from the Clover Time and the Emerald Key episodes. And I thought the scene where Sofia sets out in the coast to find Clover before almost crashing into a fallen tree branch and losing a wheel, no thanks to a lightning strike, was very heart-pounding. And it made me think back to a couple episodes like Mom's the Word and Holiday in Enchantia. Also, I find it pretty interesting that this is the 5th episode that Team TO Animation produced for the series. Sadly, I can't name the previous 4 at the moment. And now, let's move on to the episode's song, Living It Up, which is sung by both Barley and Clover. In this song, Barley voices how easy a time he's having at the castle, while Clover voices how hard a time he's having out in the wild. And in my opinion, this song is another catchy tune, but still not as timeless compared to Hoppin' Out With You or Blue Ribbon Bunny. But still, I like how the song expresses each rabbit's experiences. Oh, fun fact, during the song, Barley stands beside a painting of Sofia and Clover, which was painted by Bryce Twigley during the Clover Time episode. And now, let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought them to life. Princess Sofia is voiced once again by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and of course Smurf Lily in Smurfs The Lost Village. Now, as usual, Princess Sofia is a sweet, helpful, and loyal princess, and I like that she knows how to cheer Clover up even when he's not having a good day. And I also like when she buys a new pillow for him at the pillow shop. Also, after accidentally picking up Barley, Sofia acts pretty suspicious due to his voice sounding funny to her, and the fact that he's been playing fetch with her brother James's dog Rex. Plus, during this episode, we learn that Sofia has indeed been taking fencing lessons at Royal Prep, which is pretty impressive in my eyes. Our main character, Clover, is voiced by Wayne Brady, whom was in Clifford's Really Big Movie, along with Stuart Little 3 and... Food Fight. Now, I still stand by that Clover is one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and I think his role in this episode is not only sympathetic due to him being left behind by accident, but it's also pretty similar to how he was in Winter's Gift. Plus, I really did feel bad that Clover had to go through the woods in a rainstorm to try to get home. But at the same time, his journey kind of brings back memories of my time at Camp Bahatsi, which was the very first Boy Scout summer campout without my dad back in 2002. Plus, I like the part where Clover says that the reason why his life is so great is because of Sofia. Also, I am kind of surprised that Clover likes to gnaw at some of Sophia's shoes, which seems like something that Rex would do. Next we come to Barley, a rabbit that looks identical to Clover, voiced by Carrie Payton, whom I remember as Cyborg from Teen Titans, along with Wasabi from the Big Hero 6 TV series, and of course he voiced Rafiki in The Lion Guard ever since 2016. Now, while Barley is almost a spitting image of Clover, there are a few ways to tell them apart. For example, his voice is a little different, his nails are longer and uncut, his right ear has a longer stripe of dark fur, and he's not as lazy and gluttonous as Clover. Also, when Barley confesses to Sofia that he's not her blue ribbon bunny after her suspicions were confirmed, he also explains that he didn't tell her earlier because he thought that Clover's castle life was amazing and he wanted to stay. But at the same time, he didn't mean any harm. Finally, we have Sassafras, an opossum voiced by Jamie Denbo, best known as part of the comedy duo Ronna and Beverly, along with the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot, Spy, and she voiced Princess Charlotte's mother, Queen Everly, in Beauty is the Beast. Now, in my opinion, Sassafras makes a great supporting character while helping Clover get home, and I like that she teaches Clover the importance of valuing what people have. Also, I find it pretty cool that she's a trailblazer, a stargazer, and a champion to those in need. Also, I think her Western accent is really sweet, and I think her home, which is in a hollowed out tree, seems like a really comfy looking place to live. And now, on to my final words. Overall, Bunny Swap was a pretty good episode. It has decent CGI animation. The moral with the appreciate your life scenario is well executed. Both Clover and Barley were likable bunnies, considering that neither of them intended to try to take the other person's life. And I thought that Sassafras was a sweet supporting character. And while the mistaken identity plot is a bit cliched, I like that it does lead to plenty of amusing moments. As for my rating, I'll give it a 96% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me for my next blog, where we look at an episode where Sofia influences a new student to host an adventure club. Mustang Power.